vision, leadership, workplace-related topics. The Voices of Victory podcast show. Subscribe today. Let's go.
Vision, leadership, self-esteem, workplace-related topics.
Subscribe.
The Voices of Victory podcast show.
Voices of Victory.
Vision,
Voices of Victory.
leadership,
Voices of Victory.
workplace-related topics.
The Voices of Victory.
Voices of Victory. Voices of Victory. Voices of Victory.
It's time for the show. You are now listening to the Voices of Victory podcast show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mario Di Leone.
Hello and welcome to the Voices of Victory podcast. I am your host, Mario Di Leone, where we talk about all things psychology, self-esteem, vision, leadership, and workplace-related topics. Now, let's have some fun because today is going to be an interesting one. Today's episode title is Trembling with Fright, the body's wisdom in releasing its own trauma. And this is going to be a deep one, and this is all about our body and how it works and responds with trauma. So if you've never been on the show before, I just want to thank you for coming by because we're going to explore the truth of leadership, healing, and of course, today will be the silent intelligence of the body. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about something that we've all experienced but don't really quite understand. That's trauma and trembling and shaking and shivering. The physical kind, not a metaphor. The real thing when someone's frightened and they've had a car accident and their hands are still trembling for 10 minutes. So just imagine this. Picture a gazelle escaping a lion. What happens right after? Well, most people would think that the gazelle would get eaten, but it survives. It gets away. And then it shakes. It does some violent shaking for about 10 or 15 minutes. Not from fear, but to release the intense energy that flooded its entire body in that moment of threat. The shaking is survival. It's the body's way of saying, you're safe now, let's discharge this, let's clear this out. Now, you can see this with other animals too, like two birds, they get in a mid-lake skirmish over territory and they flap really hard, they swim apart, they carry on like nothing happened. But that flapping, that violent, repeated flapping for a few minutes, that's the reset. That's the reset that human beings actually forget. So in the natural world, the body always completes the cycle. But humans, we don't do that. We interrupt it. We judge it. We think, what's wrong with me when our hands are trembling before a hard conversation? We suppress our shaking knees. We bite down on our voice. We try to hold it together. We try to suppress it. We try to actually bury it. But what if, just what if that trembling isn't falling apart? What if it's exact in terms of what it's doing? It's the way that the body prevents us from staying in that state. So that's the beauty of it. It's actually the body, quote unquote, shaking it off rather than staying in it. But here's the truth, that trembling is a release valve. It's how your nervous system discharges the energy of fight, flight, or freeze. So when we allow the body to tremble without shame, without fear, without letting go, not reliving it, you're not reliving the trauma, you're releasing it. You're letting that go. So in the trauma recovery circles, this is often called as neurogenic tremoring. It's not a weakness. It's built into your body. It's a system to kind of melt you out from the stress and restore your body back to balance. And even animals that live in safe environments like pets, they'll shake after stressful events. But here's the wild part. If you're holding them, offering safety, they don't need to run. So instead, their bodies tremble. But they discharge that energy right there in your arms. Especially with thunder. If you've ever seen thunder with some dogs, they literally will shake. Now think about athletes, especially boxers. They jump up and down before a match. They shake out their limbs. That's not just a warm-up. Come on, let's not be foolish. That's not a warm-up. That's the body getting rid of the surge of adrenaline in the nerves, processing everything that's going on. They're releasing that energy before it owns them. They're owning it by letting it go, processing it, work through it. This is the difference between feeling the fear and moving through the fear. So think of it this way. When you feel off, overwhelmed, anxious, your body wants to get rid of it. It wants to get rid of what just happened. Help it. Jump up and down. Shake it out. Shake those hands out. Let your arms go loose. loose. Bounce on your feet. Shake your shoulders. You're not being silly. You're being wise. You're listening to your body. Let it out. Don't hold it in. We've been taught that trembling is a sign of losing control, but in reality, it's how your body takes control back. And that's where people get misunderstood about it. We're taught to medicate. We're taught to numb. We're taught to suppress. We're taught to fucking bury it. But all that energy has got to go somewhere. And if it doesn't get let out, it's got to go internal, which, by the way, could cause issues. So when you allow trembling, you give your body permission to do its job. You reset it. You come back to yourself. Because this isn't a breakdown. It's actually a breakthrough and release. That's the power of it. Now, let's take a different avenue. If you're getting ready to walk into something such as an important business meeting, like a presentation or a sales pitch or a hard conversation, and you feel nervous, you feel restless, please don't ignore it. Just take 1 minute beforehand, as long as you're not sweating. Step aside, jump up and down lightly, just shake out the arms and bounce a little bit, just enough to let that anxious energy move. You don't need to sweat. You don't need to make a scene. You don't even have to let people see you. Just shake it off. Let your body do what it knows how to do. That's the power of that. When trauma is released and finally let go, and it finally leaves your body, there's usually shaking that occurs. This is your body's wisdom. This is your body's victory. Until next time, stay grounded, stay brave, and keep honoring your voice. See you on the next episode.